The door. Dr. Mara Keene was the last person left on Station Oriel, a research facility orbiting a black hole in the Cygnus Rift. The others had vanished. No blood, no damage, no bodies, just gone. Mara wasn't scared, not exactly. She was obsessed. Because right before the disappearances began, her team had built something no one thought possible, a mirror that didn't reflect. A doorway, framed in polished titanium, standing silently in the ship's lab. It had no reflection, no surface, just depth. Endless, starless black. They called it the mirror door, and it was humming. Transmission lost. The station had stopped sending data back to Earth 3 weeks ago. Mara didn't fix it. She knew what Earth would say. Evacuate, destroy the anomaly, close the project. But Mara had dedicated 15 years of her life to this moment. She wasn't leaving without answers. Every day she stared into the mirror. Every day it hummed louder. It was waiting. Entry on Sol 1042, Mara stepped through. No suit, no tether, just a biometric bracelet and a recording device strapped to her wrist. She thought she'd feel cold. Instead, she felt familiar, like falling into an old dream. When she opened her eyes, she was still on Station Oriel, or something like it. The lights were dimmer, the gravity was lighter, and the walls whispered her name in a voice that sounded like her mother's. The other station. This version of the station wasn't abandoned. It was crowded with herself. Dozens of Mara Keenes, each slightly different, one with a scar across her cheek, one with silver hair, one with a voice too deep to be human. They all turned to look at her when she arrived. "You're late," one of them said. "The echo chamber." They called it the Echoverse, a fold of space where parallel versions of a person bleed together, where choices diverge and collide. And the mirror door? It wasn't a door at all. It was a lens, a magnifier of identity, a trap for the curious. Mara tried to leave, but the way back was gone. The mirror was one way now. Fracture days passed, or hours. Time bent here. Mara began to hear other voices in her head, other versions of her thoughts. She watched Amara with no emotions dissect a memory. Another who had killed her crew just to be alone. One who believed they were still on Earth, in a coma. And she began to ask, which one am I? The truth of the door. Eventually she found the prime. The first Mara, the one who built the door. Mara asked her, why create this? The first looked old, centuries old, but smiled like a child. To prove we are not alone, she said. Not in the universe, but in ourselves. She placed a hand on Mara's chest. You are a chorus, not a solo. You always were. Escape. Mara didn't want to fade into the collective. She wanted to be herself. She built a second door, unstable, dangerous, but tuned to her original world's frequency. As the chamber collapsed, she jumped through. The mirror shattered behind her. She landed hard. Back home, or not? She was on Station Oriel again. Same air, same hum of machines, same blinking lights. But something felt wrong. Her favorite mug was on the left side of the desk, not the right. Her scar, it was missing. And when she looked in the mirror above the sink, her eyes were green, not brown. Mara returned to work. To Earth, she claimed nothing unusual had happened. She blamed solar flares for the blackout. Her reports were clean, her voice steady. But every night she stared into her reflection, watching it move a split second too late. And somewhere deep inside the mirrorverse, other Maras watched her too. Some waiting, some trapped, and some still trying to get back.